We have successfully implemented our tools in corporations, inside of sports teams and colleges and K-12 schools, nonprofits and churches, nearly 3,000 times over the last 3 decades.
I was counting that up the other day, 3,000 times over the last 3 decades. And what that means is through all of our different ways of going about this, we've been able to hit multiple people. And man, some of the stuff that we hear back, it's just so impactful. It's the cool thing about it is I've always kind of like really liked this stuff. Like even when I was a little kid, I kind of remember really liking talking about leadership and thinking about what does it mean to really drive a team from where they are to where they want to be. I just kind of have liked doing that my whole life. So this is like my passion. This is like what I really
come true.
It really is. It's really great.
So we have some great testimonials to share, but I really want to get to what the research says about leadership development work. And there's a great research article that was published in 2023 by New Level Work. And what they did is they looked at organizations across all kinds of industry groups, over 750 responses in this survey. And what they found is that for every dollar spent on leadership develment, there was an average of a $7 return.
Well,
so that's a huge ROI.
How does that manifest itself? How does that ROI, how does that return on investment manifest itself? If I spend $1 on leadership development, where does that show up in my bottom line?
Well, it shows up in profitability, and that profitability comes from greater retention, less turnover inside of an organization, more productive teams that are getting more done in less time,
making better decisions,
and more efficient workflow inside of an organization. So the research says this is a really great investment.
Right. When I think about some of the testimonials I've gotten, a lot of them are really along the lines of, how does this stuff affect me? The stuff that we get here, like these programs cover everything. It helps you look inside yourself, and then how
self-awareness.
And so it's for us, for you and me, who have been in the education business our whole lives, right? Educating people. It's about the people, and we know that elevating the people elevates the teams, which elevates the organization, which can elevate a company, right? We know that that's true.
All productivity goes through people.
Absolutely. And what we know about that is that as you elevate individuals, as you do the things that help them in their work, it's also helping them in their lives. And that's where my real passion is. It's how do we actually build people, like for real build people, not build people because, we want you to do a better job. We're trying to drive more productivity out of you. That's not really what we're about. We're about building people in a way that actually builds their lives so that they want to be, and not only want to be, but can be the best version of themselves.
And having a better life is so important. And all of that transfers over into the work world.
Yeah, for sure.
And vice versa.
Yeah. I love this testimony here. It says, I have not found a leadership program that allowed the leader to just sit back and guide and let us become leaders without us even knowing. Like, that's what our programs do.
Powerful.
Yeah, when you really think about it, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to show you, you're really not that far away. You just make a little 2 or 3 degree change in what you're doing, and you're going to be awesome. You're really going to be super impactful in the people, in the lives of the people around you.
Yeah, it's really about unleashing the talent in all of the employees, because everybody has capacity for leadership.
And I love what Benny has to say. He says, I'm certain this world could be a better place if we all live by the principles that we teach in our programs.
Right.
I think that's really powerful too, because that's really what we're talking about. We're talking about not just having an impact on, our bottom line, but having an impact on the people that we serve.
And that's a great example of somebody taking the lessons learned from this training and carrying it over into life, into the world beyond work.
Yeah, and I think that one of the really cool things about what we really strive to do is we help people lift other people. That's actually why we called our business Lift, because when we lift them, they then become strong enough to lift the people that they're supporting. And then eventually that just kind of leaks out onto the rest of the world.
And as Sean Aker would say, that's what turns small potential into big potential.
Right. And if you just take a look at all of our testimonials, that's what they all kind of talk about is we elevate people, and that elevates teams.